channel. Today we'll be fitting a reverse camera light on my 2011 Caddy Maxi. First we've got this rear view monitor which will attach to our rear view mirror. We've got the rear view mirror from eBay because most of the Caddies don't come with them. So this is from a breaker that dismantles Mark 6 Golfs. This is then attached to the dash cam mirror. And then we've got a light which we also got from Amazon which fits onto the number plate light. And this will be nice and discreet for you. So this video will explain how we fit this.
So we're just taking the rear light cluster out here just so we can fit a nice reversing camera. In this stand here we decided to get a rear view mirror out of a Mark 6 Golf, and then we can attach the actual monitor onto a rear view mirror and then have a nice backup camera, and we'll show you that in a minute. To take out the rear light cluster so you can get to a reverse light feed, and so it gives us a bit more space for working around. To remove this, there's a clipped bit on the side, you're just going to pull that off. It can be a bit tight, and then we've just got 2 Torx screws, and then the whole cluster just needs pulling out from the back of the van. It can be a bit tight, just needs a bit of force.
The ring connector is then crimped so we can earth it to the metalwork on the van. You need to sand down the paint on the van to expose the metal to create a good contact.
So here we've just fed our power wires and the data wire through some of the grommets at the back here. It's a very fiddly job. If you just enlarge the holes, poke through them with a screwdriver or something, and use a bit of WD-40 or something to lubricate it up, they can get through eventually. This one here, we just made a bit of a new hole, and we'll just use a bit of polyurethane sealant to seal it up again afterwards.
We've taped the red and black wires together to make it neater.
Splicing into the rear light cluster wires for our power wire. This is going to trigger the camera to turn on and also give it its power. On a VW, running along the back side here, on the left hand side, we're looking for the black and the blue wire. This is one which is going to pull the wire out slightly, cut a bit of its external conduit off, and then tap the new power wire into it.
We've added silicone to each place where we've put the wires through to make it watertight.
Back here you can see all the connections we've got. We've got an earth wire which is going to the light unit. We've got the data connection wires which are cable tied up here, and then we've got the power wires which go through here and into the van. If you follow me down you'll see we've got this wire which runs into the bodywork of the van through a grommet here, comes down through here. We spliced into the reverse light wire there with the power wires, and then the data wires come down through here. It drops down through this panel along the floor here. This will be under the side step and under the cup holders eventually. Comes down through here, down the bottom, comes up this post here, along the top, round the top of here. We've obviously got the headlining removed here at the moment, and then it just plugs into the data connection for the rear view mirror there. We've also got the power wire which comes off here, which goes into the side of this data cable, which travels along it as well. And then to earth it, we've just earthed it into the interior light wiring, sorry. So we came into a bit of an issue after we'd wired up the reverse camera. So it worked perfectly fine when the car ignition was just normally on and the engine wasn't running. As soon as you got the engine running, the signal just went completely. It turns out because the Caddies have a CAN bus system, it means that 12 volt power isn't always going to the reverse lights. and the reverse light camera we've got needs a full 12 volt supply. So a quick Google search shows you just need a nice switch relay to post it. These relays are really simple, you can get them from Halfords or any auto parts store. We'll put a little diagram up now of how it needs to be wired in.
Here we have the standard 4-pin relay that we have used. Firstly, we need an earth from pin 85. This needs to go to any bare metal work on the van. Going into pin 30, you need a 12 volt switched power supply that is only live when the ignition is on. For this, you can tap into the fuse box. We used pin 28. Pin 86 needs to connect to the reverse light power feed. In a Caddy Maxi, this is a blue and black wire that runs to the rear lights. Pin 87 then feeds the power to the reverse camera. This relay works by only giving the camera a constant 12 volt feed when it gets switched on by the reverse light. This eliminates any low voltage errors. We have used heat shrink tubing to seal up the connectors.
So we're just plugging everything in now. So we've got the 12 volt switch feed coming from a fuse box in the front. We've tapped into the reverse light wire here, which is just the blue and black one, and you can access it in the loom here. We've got a wire coming out with a body earth feed there, where we earthed it, and then we've got the feed going to a reverse light and also to the screen out the front there.
Yay, the reverse camera is finally working. Here it is in action.
So this sort of reverse camera looks like now it's been all fitted. We're really happy with it. It's nice and discreet, it doesn't block number plate at all. We didn't actually use the camera which we mentioned at the start of the video, which is this one, because when we attached it, the angle of the camera wasn't great and the image quality also wasn't very good. So we actually ended up using the camera which came with the rear view reverse monitor. This all comes in a pack, it's really good, links in the description, and we highly recommend using it because once you can screw it in you can adjust the angle of the camera. So that's the finished article, and if you like what you see, please subscribe and keep updated the rest of the van conversion.